Yo, what's up, dude? Yeah, I just got to the arcade, and it looks like a pretty cool spot, but I don't think they have it here. You know, not many places do anymore. Dude. Dude, I just heard it. No, I'm serious. Daytona USA is a very special game to me. I had a Sega Genesis growing up, and going to the arcades back in '93 and '94, there was nothing like the racing game experience at home. You could get the fighting games, the Street Fighters and Mortal Kombats. It wasn't quite as good, but you could still play them at home. But a game like Daytona USA just could not be done on home consoles at that time. Eventually, I did pick up a Sega Saturn and I got Daytona USA, which is a pretty good port of the game, but not quite as good as the arcade. So in this video, we're going to review Daytona USA for the Sega Saturn. If you had to say Sega excelled in one game genre, it was arcade games. From Virtua Fighter to Daytona USA, Sega made countless amazing entries in the arcade world in the 90s. Daytona USA was loosely based on the NASCAR event, the Daytona 500, and was a racing game like no other at the time. With 3D graphics and insane details, gamers had never seen anything like it before. The Sega Saturn version was released in '95 and was a solid home version of the arcade classic. The standard 3 tracks were available, along with all the cars of the arcade version. The Saturn version also included some new modes, like an endurance race of 80 laps, and new cars, and even a horse. Compared to the arcade game, the Saturn version didn't have the 60 frames per second that the arcade game featured, and was more towards 25 frames per second. The gameplay was still fast, no question, but it was a bit jerky compared to its arcade counterpart. The Saturn version also suffered from draw distance issues that were pretty noticeable. While the arcade version was superior, the Saturn version was more than satisfactory for racing fans, and was one of the best early Saturn titles available for the console. To me, Daytona USA is one of the best racing games ever. Sure, the Saturn didn't have as good of a frame rate as the arcade version did, but it had all the sounds, and it still looked pretty damn good, and it was fast enough for me at the time. They actually released a pseudo-sequel called Championship Circuit for the Sega Saturn, and it improved upon the graphics and the gameplay by increasing the frame rate. But they changed the music. The music wasn't there. It was reorchestrated, and the Japanese version of Circuit Edition actually had the original and the new music, and the American version didn't. So if I have to pick, I'm going with the original on the Saturn because it's just a great game. If you've never played Daytona USA and you like arcade style racers, you can get it on the PlayStation Network or the Xbox Live Marketplace, or pick up a Saturn and play the original. It's a great game. Hope you guys enjoy this review. Be sure to leave me a like, comment down below what you think of Daytona USA, and thank you for subscribing. I'll see you guys next time. Later.